Hey peeps and creeps, welcome to D&D night. Sorry we're starting late.
Hey everybody.
Okay. So, I'm not the DM tonight. Take it away, Dungeon
Yeah.
Daddy.
Hi everybody, it is I, your Dungeon Daddy, Transmorpher DDS, and welcome to Crits4Breakfast, presenting the Rise of Tiamat. Let me go ahead and
Alright.
I'll go ahead and recap what happened in the previous session. Alright. Last time, the two groups of Chainbreakers met up in the Yawning Portal. There was excessive drinking, awkward interactions, and even a few hookups. Thorn visited and tried to trick Antares into completely giving up his claim to the body of Chuth, the green dragon you all killed. But the rest of you intervened on his behalf and made sure he would at least get a dragon scale armor from the ordeal. You helped Yana go on a date with a gnomish inventor named Zamira. The next day you all met with the Council of Waterdeep, who were overall quite happy with the results of your quests, although there was some resistance to the concessions made to the Council of Dragons. More pressing for now, however, were two letters sent to the Council. One from a disillusioned cultist with access to the Blue Dragon Mask, offering it as a reward if you can help him escape the cult of Tiamat in a dangerous wizard's tower. The other comes from the country of Thay, asking to speak to those who took Skyreach Castle, hoping to learn what happened to Rath Modar, and suggesting the Red Wizards of Thay may be willing to join your conflict with the cult of Tiamat, should you help return their missing wizards. However, after speaking to the Red Wizard Asbara Joss, you decide that's not worth the risk of working with Thay, although you hold on to the letter as an opening to Thay in the future. You all decide to head to Zonthal's Tower, picking a small group of infiltrators. Katniss, Loki, Dahlia, and the Gentarum agent Harl. Now, for our little question this time around, I've just asked, do you prefer showers or baths? Let's go ahead and start with Dahlia.
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I usually like a nice long bath, especially if the tub's quite big. But showers aren't exactly something I'm able to get a hold of often, and they're usually cold since they're waterfalls. So,
Alright.
just depends.
Alright, Katniss, do you prefer showers or baths?
I prefer showers whenever I can get them. They're kind of rare, but whenever I can, I enjoy them. I find them quite refreshing.
Alright. And let's go with Harl. Harl, what do you prefer, showers or baths?
That is a nice question, actually. If I had to do something, I like which one I prefer.
Yeah, which one do you prefer? If you have the option of one or the other, which would you take?
Oh man, I like both. But I have to a nice shower.
Hmm. Alright, and finally, Loki, do you prefer showers or baths?
Baths.
Hmm.
Use money.
I guess technically it does. Well, at this point, you are still in Castle Waterdeep, sort of making your way out right now. So you were given direction to Zonthal's Tower. You know that it is located just north of the Lonely Moor, which is about 2 days' travel by your using Nimbus, your flying ship. You have all actually on your way out though, Harl.
Yo,
You would have been stopped by Thorn, who guides you to a private area away from the rest of the group.
all right.
As you're sort of led away, the door closed behind you, and you're sort of in this simple little utility room, basically, whatever function they need for it in the castle. You can see a table in the center, her two guards just sort of standing by the door, and he's like, well, must say I'm pleased to see that you'll be accompanying them to Zonthil's tower.
Change of scenery, honestly.
Hmm, of course. Now, I do have a particular responsibility I would like you to make certain comes to pass during your journey.
Okay.
She sort of like places her elbows on the table and like leans close to you and has a sort of playful grin. She's like, I want you to make sure that every cultist in the tower is dead before you leave.
Oh, I was itching for a fight.
Hmm. I'm glad to hear it. Just make certain it's known that you have a certain amount of claim to the place once the job is done.
Do I have got any markers I could take? Or how would you like me to make sure it's claimed?
Hmm. Just make sure that you bring some evidence back that within the location. I don't know what's there. Find something that just, has Zonthil's name on it or something like that. It doesn't matter. The bean pushers will figure it out.
Oh, another question. I don't know if you would know, but how many are we speaking, cultists?
Unfortunately, we had our man on the inside, Norbon. He hasn't been able to send too many missives back. They seem to be a bit touchy around there. But I can expect it's very difficult. All I know is that it's very difficult to get into, and you could maybe expect a dozen or more.
A dozen. Well, maybe I can. Will it be too difficult to kind of have him do some shit on the side? Preferably
No,
help us out?
well, to my knowledge, he's not much of a fighter. More of a quite good at infiltration, though. But keep an eye out. He should have set up markers around the town around it is also simply called Zonthul's Tower. Keep an eye out for any markers he may have placed.
Alrighty. Every cult is dead. I could probably get them to turn around on that.
Well, if not you, your merry little band of friends, they're quite the tornado when they wish to be.
Of course. Alrighty. I could try to get it. I'll not even try. I'll see to it done.
Excellent. Toodaloo! And she sort of gives you a little wave as the guards just open the door for you and wait for you to head out.
Yep. He just if he had a hat, he would tip it. Like
Mhm.
and then he just goes about his merry way and gets back with the group.
Right. Does anybody else in the group have anything they want to do? You know that the Nimbus has arrived back in Waterdeep and is waiting in its usual location. You have time to maybe pick up supplies of any kind you want, but it is early in the morning. They had this meeting basically as soon as the sun rose.
All right. We probably need rations and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, you could do a quick stop somewhere to get rations.
Yeah, like we do a quick supply run to make sure we have like enough.
Right.
And also, on Nimbus, what's growing there now?
You'd have to
boy.
go and check in on it. It's got a few things though. But if you want a set of rations, if you head to the surplus, you can get rations for only 2 silver a day. Normally they're 5. So if you guys want to just I'm not sure if you guys want to do any more in-depth shopping than that, but if you just want rations, it would just be 2 silver for each day that you want rations for.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
Ghoul actually tries to catch up with him.
All right.
He might have a few things.
Ghoul wants to give him a few magic items or something,
I
or a
don't
piece of
think I-
equipment.
A couple of things that I know Ghoul probably would not use.
Is Ghoul are Ghoul and Harl trying to be subtle about this?
Well, no, like here's the thing too. They, like like Ghoul knows that he's going with them, so because he's going like with them, he's gonna try to say, "Hey, what the fuck did they call you, Harl?" And Harl has this look of, "Oh yeah, I forgot. You're the one who tried to. I wanted to fucking go. I know, but what you come look for me for, boy? I have a few items I would like to give you. Give? No money?" And he just says in Orcish, "Hey, yo, spice up your fucking trade, boy. You gotta at least have me pay for it." He's like, "No, but I do have 4 vials of poison." The fuck are you doing with poison? Who hurt you? We can do this right now. Who did it? Why do you have 4? I don't know. I just had 4. Well, fuck it. I'll take it off your hands. What else you got? Let's see. I got a healer's kit with 8 charges. Potion of invisibility. Can I have that one? No. Oh, how many of those? You gave me 2 of those, Rainbow? I'm trying to find it because it's all up in this list.
What?
Of
Two?
mine.
Two of what?
They were Antari's special health potions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe Ghoul has 2 of those. Those are the ones that are actually charged with wild magic, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
All right.
Ghoul gives him those 2 health potions. And
Does he
says,
warn him about the wild magic?
Yeah. They're charged with wild magic. Charged with what? Say that again. Wild magic. Say it again in Orcish. Wild magic. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright, we're walking and talking, right? Yeah, we are. Why? Good. Alright. Would you also like to give me your wallet? Go give him a look of hell. No. Why? Shit. Alright. So, vial of poison. I'm putting this in somewhere else. And these 2 health potions. And maybe I could go snatch a kit in case it's, I'd rather get a full charge kit. No offense. But a full charge kit makes a little more easier things. Fine, whatever. I just wanted to get you a couple of things for you. At least give you a few things for you left. Since you're heading out with my group and all. Alright. Well, have fun doing whatever you're going to be doing. Alright. Alrighty, I'll see you later, Magic Man.
Yeah, I think Ghoul also, after that, he would be sort of taken away by thunder spells, who they seem to have a bit of work to be doing that we'll address later.
Yeah, it's okay. If anything, they just go, you just gave him a few things, it's fine. I was like, damn.
Alright. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to accomplish before heading out on this particular adventure?
Nope. Honestly, and Terry seems to be doing pretty well. I think he can handle himself.
I know Dahlia would probably want to go and quickly check in with a red wizard boy just to see what the heck.
You want to check on Asbara?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have enough time before you head out. Asbara has been escorted back to his room that they're keeping him in.
Oh, God.
He's still locked up for now, but
I think because I know she went ahead of time. Yana did. I almost want to start it off. I almost want to start it off when she presents herself as protector. I gotta see his reaction to that. I do. I really do.
Sure, if you want to do like a quick scene with Yauna, how would Yauna sort of approach him? She's sort of...
He'd already be in a cell.
she's already in there?
And then, no, he'd already be.
Yeah, he's
So,
already in
like-
his cell.
The door would, like, blast open. Just like, don't worry, I am here to protect you while she's gone.
You can see he immediately jumps up where he's sitting and like he was just sort of like sitting in this chair and seemed to have been reading a book that he just almost drops and he's like,
Oh,
hello?
Sorry to give you a fright.
Yes, I believe I saw you at the meeting earlier. Are you with the chain breakers?
Indeed I am. Under my Baroness. You know her just as Dahlia, I think.
Yes. Still not quite sure what her rank is, but it's good to have support.
Oh, good. I know she's serious. Plops her down, like herself down, like across from him. I don't know what the hell, if there's even another seat or like a table or something, or even the floor.
He has what he has in his room is he's got like this sort of simple table with like just like a small circular table with like 3 chairs around it. He has a desk off to one side of thin slat windows that let in sunlight, but couldn't really get through. And there's a bed off to one corner that seems to be in fairly nice, all things considered. Definitely nicer than what you've seen in the like actual prisons of this. Although I don't think Yana's been into the actual prisons of Waterdeep.
No, she hasn't. She's just more or less like, oh, the window is gloomy.
Well, it is secure, if nothing else. Pardon me, I'm Hasbara Joss, as I believe you have heard, and I'm afraid I wasn't in... Could I get your name, please?
Oh my goodness, I've been being rude. Yeah. She extends her hand out for like a handshake. I am Yona Jasperwell of the Whipstaff household. Hard shake.
He has a very like... His grip is a bit firm, but he does not like. He has a very slight movement on his part, so you're kind of just whipping his arm.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's quite all right. There, you said you'll be protecting me.
Indeed, I have made it my duty.
Well, I believe that is. I certainly have no problem with that, although I'm afraid you might not have much to do with this particular location.
My honor is my word. Realizing it might be boring, but she's going to do it anyways.
Well, perhaps we could entertain ourselves a bit. Do you play dragon chess?
Barely, but yes.
Oh,
I
well.
once lost against another one of the knights on the land, and he had dared me to swim around the moat. There was a lot of leeches.
I'm afraid I don't have much of my own to gamble at this, but it's always good to keep the mind working.
Oh, indeed. So anyways, what's your home country like? She starts berating him, like, with questions and, like, friendly conversation like she would anybody else, and then Dahlia, like, quickly walks in.
Yeah, I think she'd get in and,
shit.
like... And Asmara is very blunt about Faye, and basically every story he has about it is, like, depressing. Every follow-up she asks for is, like... The more detail he gives, the worse it sounds. People are, worked to death, and when they die, they are reanimated and continue to work. Marriages are pretty much universally arranged. It's not a pleasant place to be.
She'd cry at that
clear.
one.
Mhm.
She'd finally cry, and it's like that's Dahlia comes in here. Oh no, I couldn't stop you from asking him the questions. You're so chipper.
It's like, um, should I address you as Baroness, or do you
Oh
prefer?
no. I told you to call me Dahlia. Just call me Dahlia, please.
Understood.
Yana, have you been asking him too many questions for your poor soul? I'm fine, miss. You just stand up, do like the salute, trying to hold the tears back. One slightly trickles, and her just, and it goes back in the eye. I'm fine.
You can see Asbara has like a moment where he didn't he's like he has like a moment where he's like, oh right, people shouldn't be crying this much. It's like, I fear I may have been a bit too
No. You
blunt
can
with
be
some of my
honest.
answers.
You're fine. Yana is not used to all of this. Wanted to make sure that you two are going to get along okay, and let you know that you should truly trust her. She is literally, as she would probably state, her word is her bond, or her
Yes,
honor.
I've heard some variation of that a few times thus far. I am certain that we shall get along quite well.
Okay, good. Don't be a little too don't be a little too bold with your questions, okay, Yana? She like nods. Okay. Just checking in. If anything happens, if anything seems suspicious, or hell, if he thinks of any info, when she looks over at Joust, if you think of any information that can help us contact your former master, just so we can communicate with him. Just let her
Master.
know.
Yes, of course. Any communication magics, of course, outside of this location could reach him, but it only depends on if he's open to them. He has the means to block such things.
Yana pipes up. He can block numbers.
To a degree, there are certain magics and magical items that can prevent one from being scryed upon or contacted against one's will.
Oh. We should look probably into that. Sometimes I worry that people are watching me as I change in and out of my knickers. Dahlia, you just face plants a little bit, oh god.
Yeah, you just see one brow raise on this sort of bald man. He's got all these tattoos all over his head. And,
Yeah, Dahlia just well, as you can see that our country is relatively similar when it comes to questions. Also, I'm not the only one that's a hugger. Have fun, you two. Stay safe.
yes.
Bye. And she steps out. It's as Lizzie turns, it's her arms out. I need to give you a hug. That was depressing, but I had to hold it back in my lady's presence.
And as we leave the thing, Asmara is trying to remember what Dahlia taught him about hugging, and just sort of the two of them are having an extremely awkward, uncomfortable hug because I believe she's still in her armor.
Yes, she is, but she is squeezing him so goddamn tight and. It's he's in a very awkward situation, and Dahlia is the fuck out of there. She is just gonna go find Katniss and go and help get groceries. She is gonna do one other thing. She's gonna stop by a library or bookstore to see if she can get any books on green hags. Because she wants to do something nice for Granny Greenskins, just in case she doesn't make it on the journey like her father didn't.
I think what you would realize is that you actually have access to the libraries here in Castle Waterdeep, if you'd like. They have. Do you want to head towards that?
Yes. Is anybody going to join her at the library before everything goes down?
Where
I'll
you
join
going at
her.
the library? I left.
Which
for a
one's
minute,
this?
sorry.
She's heading towards the libraries of
Oh.
Castle Waterdeep.
Oh yes, but who? Are we as the players that we're leaving as?
Yes, at this point, everybody
So it'd
would
be
be.
Katniss.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For a second there, I thought it was going to be our centaur boy, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
verify.
Antares has been taken away by Dylan Winterflow. The last you saw him, they seem to be discussing something of some importance. Though you can read lips. You saw the word marriage came up,
Oh no!
but that's something for another day. For now, who all is going to the library of Castle Waterdeep?
All right, I know Dahlia is. Katniss is. Anybody else?
Loki.
The library of Castle Waterdeep.
Yes.
Yep.
Loki.
All right. Loki
think-
comes along.
All
I
right,
think
so
after Hall. Oh, I'm sorry.
she goes and meets the group, and she's like shaking her head and like rubbing her temples. Like, oh boy, and she's like all
Mhm.
business at the moment.
What's the matter?
Well, Yana took it upon herself to go up and be his personal guard, and is now bawling after asking questions I was going to tell her not to ask, and hugging the poor, semi-awkward man while she screams and cries. I'm leaving him to it. They'll get used to each other. Maybe it'll be good for him to be exposed to people with emotions.
Maybe so. I mean, it was good for him to be exposed to you.
Yeah. I'm like a disease that can't be cured, I guess. But I'm heading over to the library. I want to look some stuff up on green hags.
I see. It's not exactly my expertise, but I'll be willing to help you as much as I can.
Awesome. You coming too, Loki?
Might as well.
You're so
That
quiet.
is the spirit.
Yeah. Why would she want to be away from her lover for so long? She, pokes Katniss's nose. I want to give her something, Granny, if things go wrong, since you know very well why I am going over to this tower.
I do, and I completely understand.
I don't know if it's a trap. And if so, I'm prepared, but I'm also prepared because I have to figure out if the Elvish King's former son, I should say, is still a dragon rider.
I think that with that we have to figure out what the king wishes to do.
Of course. The reason why I'm going in for this a little bit more. She goes over to the library and looks for somebody to ask for direction where the books are.
Alright, yeah, you head into the library area, and it's quite vast. You can see that it's a very well decorated room with just these large tables for research purposes. And what was that? But and you can see there's a few scholars milling about. But as you sort of see, there's a woman with this sort of tabard that marks her as she is a. You recognize her as a Kenku. Sort of raven-looking humanoid, with these sort of clawed hands, and she approaches. And as you sort of enter, she just approaches, and in a sort of in a deep man's voice. You can tell she appears to be female. She wears a dress underneath her tabard, and how may I help you?
Oh, how can you help us? All right. Do you have any books on green hags and the Feywilds? I'm doing some research before we head off on our duties, and she does show that the missive and stuff just in case she needs it.
And she has he's and you see extraplanar travel, and gestures for you to follow her, and sort of leads into an area of the thing, and he's And he just turns and like just the green ones.
Yes. I'm wanting to learn about a very particular green hag, but green hags in general, because I don't know exactly what end she came from.
She just nods and sort of leads you towards this sort of area. You can notice like a lot of the books seem to be in this area more seem focused on like different planes. You can see there's like the Planeswalker's Guide to the Fire Realm. There's like Shadow Plane, Threats and Dangers, and she brings you like a section has a few like stuff that seem to be focused on like the Feywild, and it takes her a little bit to dig through, and she actually has to reference a few like card or books that are nearby until she directs you towards one that is a basically a bestiary of the Feywild.
Oh, nice.
And she pulls it out, and it seems to be focused on like the sort of the dark side of the Feywild a bit.
Oh.
A lot of those sort of stories, and she flips through it for a bit until she finds an entry on green hags, which is basically just the monster manual entry.
Okay.
That says that they usually live in dying forests. They often live in caves. It's very focused on them manipulating others with lies and deception. Their ability to like imitate the voices of others. How they seem to take pleasure in despair and sadness, and they often travel in covens, and
That doesn't sound anything like Granny Greenskin.
he just like blinks up over there. He's like Granny, green skin.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm trying to learn a bit about my fairy grandmother. Do you have any maybe legends or something in the Feywild that can help out with this? Or
She goes through this book a little bit, looking up like the name Granny Greenskin, and she just seems a little frustrated, and then she's like, research papers, and sort of leads you away from that and towards this area where they're more not really compiled into proper books and such, but she finds you something that seems to be the journal of an individual
a journal.
who had, yeah, it's the journal of Griffin Ha, and describing his travels in the Feywild, and he says like, this holds information on lesser known aspects.
Okay. Just want to look some stuff up. Could you actually help me look some stuff up over here, Katniss? I know this is your expert thing, but still, I feel like none of that's like my granny.
Yeah. Do you want to look through this particular book she offers you? That seems to be dealing with.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Just like seeing if
so,
Katniss can help her find things.
Yeah, so if you want to, somebody give me an investigation check as you're sort of given this thing that deals more with. It seems to be less of a. As much of an organized book as some of the others, but it seems to have like a few like legends and stories in it that are unsubstantiated.
Katniss will give advantage to someone for investigation.
Oh,
Mine
it
isn't that high.
depends. Like my investigation is only a +3. But
Mine's only a +1.
Yeah, let's do this then.
Mm-hmm.
Investigation. She's really trying to look before they leave.
You look through it for a little bit, and there's just so much info in
Oh
here.
man, I
There's
suck.
it's so hard to for the viewers, they rolled a 7, 2 sevens actually, with advantage, so that's fun.
Yeah.
But you're unable to find specific information. But one thing you are sort of confident on, like based on what you read about like green hags, they don't seem to accurately describe Granny Greenskin.
Yeah, they don't, because how she behaves with her just doesn't.
Like the fact that she could even like when you spoke with Zariel, the fact that Zariel seemed to treat Greenskin as almost like an authority figure is far beyond the scope of what you could expect of a green hag.
Oh, she actually says that to her friends in there with her, as the lady like walks away and like they're looking at it. Zariel actually treated her like an authority figure instead of just a regular green hag. And this doesn't, none of this seems to match what I know about Granny. I want to do something to help honor her, but if all of it's just eating children and whatnot, how is this something I can do? Something seems off.
DM, can I do like a perception roll? I'm trying to find like what seems like abnormal notes or like just like addendums that are like kind of loose.
I will say you guys are like able to, if you guys want to, you can rent this book. You won't. It'll take you more just time studying it at this point to really dig through and find anything. But you are able to actually rent this from the library.
All
if
right.
you guys are just
Totally
leave your
renting
name,
this book.
especially with your
Totally
writ of
rent.
intent. You guys can basically you'd be aware at least to some degree. They probably don't have like proper spell books here. They'd keep them somewhere else. But of the books here, you can basically rent them. And something like this, which usually isn't rented out, your writ of intent gives you enough authority to take it with you. Although you are like, you're expected to return in.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thank you. We'll return it as soon as we get back. Need some reading material as we travel.
You're like, be very careful.
I shall. Have a good day.
Have a nice day.
That's off-putting, but awesome. She heads out, and then she's just like, ah, shit.
So yeah, it's kind of a thick volume, and it's the part of the problem with it is this is like a handwritten book by like a scribe. You see the name of the guy, Griffin Ha, which you see. You don't know much about him beyond like his name, but he seemed to be somebody who traveled in the Feywild for a period of time.
Okay. Well, let's get going then. Got all of our groceries and everything put together. She puts at least a gold in for, food.
Oh yeah. With
like
with a
5
gold that
rations.
can get. Yeah.
And this puts in like gold as well.
Alright, so you each take 5 additional rations.
She is ready and rearing to go, and wants to bury her head in the book as they travel.
Mm-hmm. Alright, is there anything else anybody wants to do, or are you all just heading straight, once you got the stuff, head up to, with the Nimbus?
I think we got everything we need, so it's time to hurry up to the Nimbus.
Alright, you all...
Hello?
Hello, there you are.
Sorry, I had to somehow my microphone's doing a thing and then I had to reset Discord.
Mm-hmm. Alright, okay, so you're all making your way up to the Nimbus. Which you guys were not far away when you were stopping by the Waterdeep Army Surplus store.
Is it cool if I can grab a healer's kit while I'm in there?
Yes, you can grab a healer's kit for also for 2 gold.
Okay. Oh wait, does Harl have a thing of intent?
Harl would not have a writ of intent of his own, but you're with a group who does. Yeah, but he was never issued a writ of of intent, but he because you're traveling with this group, you're able to enter the while everyone else is buying rations. You can grab a healer's kit.
Healer's kit. I guess I should also grab a thing of rations. Needs to have a 2 gold.
Yeah, 2 gold.
Dahlia,
healer
make
kit.
sure that Loki does not go in to fuck that man's day again.
And how much is rations?
Oh,
I
sorry.
wanna fuck that guy's day again.
What?
I want to
you,
fuck that guy's day
you want to
again.
fuck with the guy?
Yes.
All right. But okay, so Arl, you're able to get if you put like a gold, you can have 5 rations.
Alright, so I give this man 3 gold, and then I look at him and say, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And actually, hold on. Can I just see if he's just so disinterested, or does he see Loki come in?
You see this guy like you say like how you doing? Like, oh, I'm great. I love being here. This is my favorite place in the whole world.
You sound like that one man I met over at a general store. Except the thing is, I think he burnt it down.
You can see he just starts puffing on his pipe and just does not seem particularly friendly. Loki, what do you do when you see this guy just sitting here like smoking his pipe? And are you sneaking in?
Firstly, she just kind of like opens the door with her foot, like basically kicking the door open, and then she just like waltzes in slowly, like touching stuff.
You can see
Just giving him full eye contact.
You guys see he's just puffing faster and faster on that pipe and just not seeming to have much of a reaction aside from that, but it's definitely like
She wants to incite him so bad. Oh no, is this guy about to have a nervous break? This is the 3rd time she's come in and bothered him.
Go and give me an insight check on him.
Oh boy.
I see. I have nothing for you. Back off.
24. You can sort of see like that little eyebrow twitch and like the narrowing of his eyes, like he's thinking of. He's like in thought, like he is. Your best guess is that he's trying to compose in his head what his excuse is going to be for getting the fuck out of here.
She kind of bites her knuckle and she puts her hand on.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
The gremlin.
No. She puts her hand on our dear Harl's shoulder, like, oh boy, here we go.
Wait, is this a bloody occurrence all the time? Wait.
Yes.
He like takes something random and just like walks to the guy and sets it down.
Go ahead and roll me a. Let's go roll a d20.
Harl just asked, what's happening?
19. All right.
Just sit and watch. You'll find out. This is the 3rd time she's talked to the guy. So put.
You've grabbed a climber's kit.
What?
It's got like harness and like ropes and stuff on it, and he just sort of like you just set it down on the table in front of him.
Yeah. I look at him, and I'm gonna wait until he tells me the price.
That'll be 12 gold.
Can I have this in rose gold?
No.
What kind of establishment are you running here?
A military surplus.
I look behind him. What's behind him?
He at the moment he's got like some magic items are sort of set up on these like little like each one is behind like almost like a little cage that it's behind, and each one is locked in place.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
He points over behind him. I want that.
All right, roll me another d20. 15. All right, that is 1, 2, 3. He's like, it's an immovable rod. It's 3,000 gold.
I want that one. It points to the other one next to him.
You move. You're just like, Oh, you might. Oh, yeah, you might need that one. It's a headband of intellect. It's only 10,000 gold.
You know what? I'm feeling like that's not for me. I'm pretty smart already. How about that one over there? Way up there.
You point like way up, and there's you see that sort of at the top of it, you can see what looks like to be like a boomerang, and with like this sort of like wing pattern on one side, and he's like, "That's 4,000 gold." Like he's reached the point where he's not even telling you what they are.
Alright, get that for me.
What is happening?
Watch.
It's like
I'm gonna wait until he gets it and comes back down.
the thing is, he knows that's what you're doing. So when you say that, he holds out his hand and waits for you to pay him first. You see, like you got like Harl. You can see it's like this sort of like standoff of just this guy like hand out, kind of just staring daggers at her, and
What the fuck you trying to do to this?
Oh, I
my
didn't
thumb
have
phone?
enough. Do you take IOUs or credit?
no.
I think he's kidding.
Alright, I'll pay for the climber's kit.
Oh.
Are you doing
That'll
it
be
all
12 gold.
Popple again, Copper?
How much is it?
That'll be 12 gold,
How much that is in silver?
120,
How much that would be in copper?
1,200.
Actually, I have platinum. How much platinum can I give you?
Oh my goodness.
Give me 2 platinum, and I'll give you change.
Give him 2.
He takes the 2 platinum, and then he pulls out, reaches under the thing, pulls out a big jar of copper.
Carl was looking dumbfounded, like, what the fuck?
And he
Hey, I bet
starts
that's on my copper.
counting out 800 copper. What were you saying, Loki?
I said, hey, I bet that's most of my copper.
You can see
She buries her head like behind
He-
like Harl trying not to.
go and give me a performance check, performance or intimidation, whichever you feel like that was more on your part, as you're sort of teasing him for.
Dolly, what the fuck is happening here?
I'll tell you later.
Performance or what?
Either performance or intimidation, whatever you think you were trying to. Performance, you see, he's just like he's getting ready to like just count them all out to you, one by one, until you just like you got this sort of shit-eating grin on your face, and he just shoves the whole jar towards you, and he's like, "Here's your change, ma'am.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
going on a break."
Wait, I think I changed my mind on this. Maybe can I can I return this item?
He's just like turns to the guards. We're closing. We're closing.
Wait a second, hold on.
Enjoy.
I need some. Why? Fuck, I need a spell.
Wait, you're so
scroll.
quiet, fam.
Wait, I am? Oh
Yes.
no, my microphone might be. My microphone, I feel it like, you know how it's got like that foam part? It's starting to snap and it's leaning away from me. He just goes, oh shit, I need it. Ah, bloody hell, what the fuck did you get in front of me?
I have one jar of copper. How much copper do I have?
Go ahead and
Damn it.
roll me a D10.
Hey dude, do you have bloody spell scrolls for your leave? I don't want to give you a hard time, I just need to know how many I got.
It's 900 copper, so you made a bit of a profit.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
You got 100 more copper than you were supposed to get, but it is copper, so you know. I mean, you got a bag of holding, but still. Harl, give me a persuasion check to see if you can get this guy to actually stay here and help you.
She, like, pats it.
I'm gonna try. I'm not.
Let's go.
He's genuinely confused on what the fuck just happened.
Where's
Carry her out.
Katniss?
I was gonna say, can Katniss help by like corralling Loki? Like, why do you have to make that man suffer?
Look Look at what I got, jar.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
shaking the
she
jar.
motions. Katniss, help me carry her ass out.
You guys are you guys just actively pulling Loki out of here?
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Are you
I know I
resisting
am.
Loki, or are you
I'm
just going with him?
surprised I'm not banned from the store yet.
You have it written in 10. I don't think until this is done. I think you will be banned.
The moment that
Once-
Ribbon 10 is gone, that guy, he's gonna boot your ass out by the teeth.
When you
Well-
he's gonna punt your ass.
Well, once Loki is being escorted out, the guy who's like turning around, he seems to be just closing up shop, just sort of takes a deep breath, turns around. He doesn't even say anything to you, Cole. He just sort of has his arms folded and patiently and is waiting for whatever you've got to say next.
Look, I just need to know if you have either a detect magic or an identify. That's all I need to know, and I'm out of your hair.
And he's like, got both. 60 gold each.
60 gold each, you say? Alright, give me 1 sec. Counts out, you said 60 gold, Dan?
Yes. Yeah, 60. So 120 total. Or 1 platinum and 20 gold. Or like, no.
1 platinum? Damn.
No,
that's a
sorry.
good ass
That was like a 12 platinum. Sorry, I was doing the
Oh.
math wrong in my head. So
Hey,
it would be 12 platinum. 12 platinum or 120 gold for both
You
of
know,
them.
I had this big ass smile going, but no.
Mhm.
All right. What is this? That is 7. Gives them 120. I just need 1 of each. I'll let you go, mate.
He just goes over and they've got like this sort of file system where scrolls are set up and digs through, and he's like, "Alright, this is my last identify," and gives you identify and detect magic.
Have a good
Thanks.
day. Sorry about her once more. Excuse me.
You know how much did I got a question for you, mate? Before I go, do you drink? Just asking. Look, how much is a really good drink at the just to keep this guy from about? Honestly, he's also gonna help these guys too because of Loki.
This guy is he's like, "I'm fine," and just sort
Sure.
of
Look,
gestures for you. He wants you gone now too. He is just in a
He's just-
mood.
He's just done because of Loki's bullshit.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be interested in any like attempt to actually, be nice to him at this point.
Damn. Oh, well, all right, fine, shit. And then I just walk out like shit.
Yeah. I mean, he is a rude guy. You picked up on like
He
he's
is a rude guy, but I was like that. He's just trying to get his number. He's like, damn,
Mhm,
what a rude bitch.
mhm. Yeah,
It's-
basically.
Okay, real quick. He just gets out of there like, damn, I got my purchases, but what the fuck?
Mhm.
She's got her hand over like Loki's mouth at the moment while Loki's like counting the jar in her arms. Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
Loki
this is
love
their
his
third
money.
time messing with him. I think she
Third?
gave this entire jar last time, individually counting it out.
Mhm.
That's sadistic. What the fuck?
I don't know, she just doesn't like him. He is a bit rude, but at the same time, she's more of a devil than I am, and I've got horns.
Mhm.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
let's
damn.
drag her over to the floating island then, shall we?
Yeah.
Wait, floating island.
That's right. Harl hasn't seen Nimbus yet. Harl, as you're sort of led into Mount Waterdeep. This is you can see that griffins are flying in, all with like armored riders on them. A few of them seem to recognize your group and sort of nods at your direction. They don't. On your way in, they do like more as a formality than anything. Ask to see your writ of intent, even though they seem to know who you are, but it's a minor thing. You're able to make your way up, like sort of go into the mountain itself, where these like a stairway is like carved into the living stone, sort of circling around the mountain leading up. And you head about halfway up, and on the way up here, you saw that there was like a low-hanging cloud that just was like floating right near the mountain. But as you step out on this sort of like a gangplank leading out, you can see this sort of a small island surrounded by this crudely made fence. There is this sort of like a 2-story, well, it's basically like a 3-story tall, like a windmill towards the back. You guys see there's a this goblin fellow there. He's just sort of
Hey, armpit.
picking his teeth. He's like, "Hey, folks, what's up?"
We have any new plants over here? Good job on the fence. We got some supplies, and we've got to head to the Lonely Moor.
You see he pulls out like a map and sort of looks at it. Yeah, about 2 days, I think. Been speeding her up a bit. Sort of taps the ground.
Oh, good.
Yep, gotta fix the tub. Got a few other things.
Oh, so you've actually been using the tub?
Going to be well, actually, your passive perception is high enough. You can sort of smell him. He doesn't smell like he's been using it regularly. He definitely smells a little nicer than, when you first met him, but he's like, yeah, I did a thing. And he sort of gestures for you to follow him.
All right, let's go.
You see he's like, it gets cold, so, and you see like just the sort of big lever on the side of it, and he just, and like,
How nice and warm the water is.
yeah, he has turned it into a relatively small jacuzzi.
Oh, this reminds me of some of the different hot springs that we have. We just flow straight out like little jets.
He's like, keeps it hot.
Yes, it does.
So, he looks over at Harl. Is like, who's he?
Here, look at our little jacuzzi thingy.
Reaches up for like a handshake with you. Harl, with your passive perception, you can't see that there's a booger on one of his fingers.
Oh.
As he's holding out to shake your hand.
I know she can see it too, and she winces and looks at him, hoping he'll notice.
He sees it.
Harl has really high passive perception also, so... what do you say when you see that?
He just looks at it and goes, "Oh, is there a way I can grab? You know how they see it? You know how they do like the finger grab of handshake, like, hello."
You trying to shake his hand in a way where you just don't touch it?
Yeah.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh God.
Oh dear.
Oh, natural 20. You pulled the punch for that one. Like,
you expertly sort of take his hand in a way where you like. Not only do you not touch it, you sort of move his hand in a way where like you subtly like wipe his finger against like his own sleeve.
Yeah.
Without him even noticing.
Actually, even the group didn't see him do that.
No, she's just like, oh, wait, where'd the booger go? Oh no,
Yeah.
I don't see it on him.
Yeah, Dahlia, you have a moment where you're like, was there a booger there? Maybe you just were like seeing things because Armpit's kind of a gross guy to begin with.
Yes, pleasure to meet you, Armpit. Folks call me Harl.
Hey, Harold. All right, well, you got folks ready to go out?
Pretty much.
I'm
Gotta
actually
get some reading
psyched, actually.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, I'll be in the tower. And he heads up towards the top of the thing, and you can see like that big windmill that was sort of like on the front. Suddenly, like you hear like the sort of cranking sound, like more of like that sort of cloud steam that sort of comes out of like the side and like floats over the top of the thing a little bit and makes this thing just look like a cloud from below. It starts zooming, like there's like a as the propeller starts to turn, and you can see a few of the Griffin riders follow you all out for a little bit as you make your way out of the city of Waterdeep. And
Dahlia's immediately going and sitting down like somewhere and just reading the book.
all right, you guys have about 2 days of travel that you expect. Is there anything anybody wants to do on the way there?
I'd like to try and identify all these new plants.
Go ahead and give me a nature or survival check.
All right, I'll do survival. 18.
All right, with an 18, you're looking around and you're seeing that these plants that Antari had planted, they're many of them are like viable medicinal plants. You see some that you could. I'm going to say with an 18, you determine that you could either make like 10. There's enough here to make like 10 doses of like your healing salves that you're capable of, or like 5 doses of a full-on healing potion if somebody has the means to craft one. But you could really only craft one of those per day.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, if anything, Katniss is gonna, like, craft, like, a couple of poultices just to be safe.
Yeah. So, like, poultices don't really keep well, but what you can do is gather enough supplies that you can make a poultice on the fly at the moment.
All right.
So you have enough. You can either you have enough supplies that you could make 10 of them, but that would deplete basically all the stuff growing here. If you take about half of them, you could probably still they would still probably continue to like regrow in this area.
I think like Katniss just takes half, like, just to not deplete it, and so it can replenish.
Yeah, so you're able to gather like enough stuff to make 5 poultices for the future. Is anybody else doing anything?
As
shoot,
I
don't
said,
even know.
she's reading. She wants to work on something in her downtime, so she's just reading the book.
Let me see if I have anything for my boy. Oh, he has cards. I don't know if anyone wants to play a game.
Well, I will say for the book, just because the nature of, since you didn't make like the check earlier, rather than have you just make another check for like succeed or fail, now what you're going to do is you're trying to, similar to like when we were learning something, you're only trying to get to let's see, what do I want to say for this? Let's say this one is at 40. You want to reach a 40, and you can use either like investigation, or do you think you'd have something else you would use as you're reading this to study it? Or Dahlia?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't hear you a second
I
ago.
was talking and did not realize I was on mute. Yeah, she's studying it, so I guess you said either investigation or
It's investigation by default. If you can justify a different skill check, you could use that.
She's literally looking up anything that says like green hags and like reading stuff.
Right, so
Ooh.
investigation. So you've
It's
got a
just
5 total. Yeah,
Perfect.
you're trying to reach 40. So keep track of your amount. You're gonna have to, like, you can study it basically once per day.
Okay.
So it is 2 days of travel to get where you all are going. Is there? I'm not sure if anybody has anything they want to do with their time, or if you want to just sort of fast forward through the 2 days.
Shit, I don't know.
I think unless
Technically-
something happens, we can skip through the 2 days, right, guys?
Oh yeah. I'll just roll again for another investigation for the other day.
Mm.
You know, House is just curiously walking around this shit.
I mean, if you want to play cards, Katniss will play cards with you.
He's just sitting there playing solitaire.
Another
he's like,
5.
Man, you just
She
got
gets
bad
10
luck
out
on.
of 40.
5. Just goes
Ooh.
over to Katniss and goes, "Hey, you want to play a game of cards?"
Sure, I'm not very good at it, but I'm willing to play. It's still entertaining.
She kind of like narrows her eyes, like, oh boy.
Yeah,
Keeping barges into their conversations like cards. I want to play cards. Is money involved?
Hell no.
Mhm.
He still remembers what you did at that shop.
Mhm.
But you don't trust me?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Dahlia, this book is very dry, very boring, and this guy's handwriting is atrocious, so it's really hard to like find what you're looking for in it. But you guys are playing cards?
Yeah.
Let's see. 3-person card game. Is blackjack a three-person card game?
Yeah, you can play back.
Yeah.
Now, my question
It
here
takes a nap
is,
from how dry it is.
yeah, are any of you cheating?
Yeah, and this is not.
Earl is not.
Loki, are you
I
cheating?
think I'm kicked out playing.
No.
No,
these
you're
are-
playing.
Oh, I am absolutely cheating.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. So what I want, Harl and Katniss just give me a straight D20 roll. Loki, give me a sleight of hand check.
All right, I got 12.
I think I have a roll because it is my card deck. I can just roll my card.
Oh yeah, you can
deck.
roll. You can use your proficiency
Yeah.
bonus.
I just roll the. Actually, what do I roll? Is it wisdom or?
What skill do you think are you just using your sort of not your ability to read others, or more your ability to like sort of move quickly?
I can. Let's see. Let's test his ability to read others.
All right, go ahead and roll me. When it queries you for what you want, go wisdom.
Okay.
Ooh, not bad. Loki, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. Sleight of hand. I believe both of you. Is your passive or both your passive perceptions higher than 16?
Yeah.
Mine is too.
Yeah, you guys both noticed that Loki is cheating,
Mhm.
but she's also not winning because Cole is just like, or sorry, Harl. I was looking at your character name there. Harl is just like, he's able to like sort of bet around it. And did you guys bet anything on this? I don't think you did. I think you just.
No. Carl
Dang.
said no, so lucky Loki.
If you want, I mean, he said no, but if Katniss wants to,
A no's a no.
I mean, a no's a no unless the third party goes, I want to have money.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Katniss is just fine with the company.
Yeah, so
Okay.
as you guys are having this sort of friendly game, you notice something.
Mm-hmm.
Because I rolled a high number on your encounter check. You see that there is this sort of a balloon floating not too far away. Just like this large, multicolored balloon. And you can see that it seems to have like a little like a large basket kind of hanging from it, and there is a griffin with sort of speckled gray feathers and a sort of silvery coat connected to it, and just sort of like pulling it along. And you see, you guys do you want to try and go near it?
I would like to send Onyx.
Yeah, sure. I forgot. What has Onyx been up to this whole time?
Onyx has been mostly just like whenever Katniss like picks flowers, he's just like picking at them. He eats some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally then he'll like speak and say words just to get attention, but he sees that he's not, so he's just being a little brat doing that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you send Onyx out flying towards this thing, and as you approach, you see there's this dwarven woman who like peeks out and is like, you can see that she's actually got like a spyglass and seems to be examining you guys. Seems to be a dwarven woman, bronze skin, blonde, has like these sort of mutton chops on her side. She wears this sort of brightly colored patchwork jacket, and she has this like tall top hat, and this whole thing looks very colorful. It seems to be a shop of some kind.
Yeah, I'm like looking through Onyx but I'm speaking and I like say that if anybody's near me, like someone should probably wake up Dahlia. I think this is a shop.
Where is she?
Dolly
by the
just
way,
sort
I
of-
win.
Mhm.
By the way, I win roll flush. Anyway,
Yeah. So as you guys see, you look over and like you can see like she's holding up like a red flag and sort of waving it at you guys, and
there's a red flag. What's the red
um,
flag?
Armpit sticks his head out from the window up there. You guys know that lady?
I think she means us no harm. If you're all right with it, I think it's best we meet her. So, can you get a little closer, Armpit?
Got it. And
Wait,
so
Dahlia.
you guys feel the whole thing turn a little bit and move in the direction of this figure.
She's like sitting there with a book like on her lap. How do you wake her up?
Like, shake shoulder, hand on shoulder, shake. Like, hey, you want
Ha!
to-
I don't want any. Huh?
Mhm.
Oh, good. She doesn't want any. Keep going.
What? What? Shut your mouth. What's happening?
We found the strangest shop in the air. I
In
think
the
that you'd be upset if you missed it.
She like gets up and looks around like to try to find it. Like, eh. Oh, there it is. She jumps on
I
her
call-
broom and flies over.
I call Onyx back.
And like the whole thing is flying towards it, but I don't have like an icon for it or anything. But
No,
Dahlia, you sort of take off and fly towards it first, and you see like the woman there. She like you as you get close, you can see the look on her face, and she just looks excited to see like your broom, and she's just sort of like waving you down.
She like lowers down but doesn't exactly touch it, like flies beside it. Like, hello.
Oh, hello! I've not seen. What is that wonderful contraption you lot are flying on there?
Oh, this is the Nimbus. If you want, you can speak to its creator, which is Armpit, the goblin.
The goblin made that. Oh, I didn't. Oh, now that is
You
so.
want to like
Mac,
tie
did you
your
hear
balloon
that?
off to us when we fly so you can chat with him? We're in a little bit of a
Oh,
rush.
Sure. I'm just heading south here. And, this is the first mid-air. She sort of like fixes her coat, stands up, and like, welcome to Steelbraid's shop of mystical wonder.
Oh.
I
Shake.
specialize in objects of a magical nature. Sure, Griffin, or sorry, Mac. Come on, get us over to that. And you see like the Griffin looks kind of like. It doesn't seem like it glances over at you and doesn't seem to find anything unusual about you flying there, Dahlia, and just sort of like turns and like starts pulling the balloon. You look at the balloon. There seems to be this large bottle, like secured to the top of like her. She's got this sort of like four-sided, almost like a snack bar style thing. That it looks, if I could compare it to anything in the real world,
Yeah.
it sort of like resembles like a snack bar, and she's got like this pulley that's attached to some contraption up there that holds like a cork over a large bottle that you see has this sort of like swirling wind inside. Whenever she pulls it open, like it releases like this steamy hot air that goes into the balloon and seems to be what's keeping it afloat.
Ooh, ingenuity. And she like comes over and motions for Katniss to help her tie like the balloon and offers for the Griffin to take a rest on the island. Hey, someone wants to ask about your stuff. Make sure the thing's on autopilot so we can keep going.
And Armpit comes down like, neat. And he's sort of like walking around it, just sort of like seems to be like he's analyzing it, and she's like, "Oh, good to see you." Hi. She looks a little confused that he's just so blunt about everything.
He's
And
like
she's like,
that.
Hi, yes. Well, welcome one and all. My first mid-air encounter with some customers. Quite a pleasure to see you all. I'm Janeth Steelbraid, and give sort of this theatrical bow to a lot of you. And this is my good friend McElroy. Say hi, Mac. See, like the Griffin just sort of turns to you, just sort of opens his beak, and just
Proceeds
lays
to
his head
go
back
and
down.
pet McElroy up underneath his beak.
Just sort of. Go give me an animal handling check.
She's so used to seeing griffins, so she's like, I don't care, I'm gonna pet it, even if it bites me. She's been rolling low today, so yeah.
You
18.
see, he just sort of leans against your hand a bit and just sort of closes his eyes and seems to be enjoying it.
Oh, you're a good boy, McElroy.
Yes. I've got a few things for sale here. If you're all interested, do you? I deal in coin or gems. If you have any of those.
Gems?
Oh, I'll give you gems are very important in crafting magical items. I'll give you a bit of a discount if you can pay me in gemstones. But
What you
here's
got?
what I've got.
Oh,
She
go ahead.
opens up her shop, and I'm going to just sort of copy and paste the full thing into there. You see that she's got like this, like a white cape that seems to be made of like dragon scale, like very like iridescent and vaguely like cold to the touch. Even as you see like this large tankard with like dwarven runes carved all around it. It's made of like thick wood with like these heavy iron bands and a big like meaty handle. See like this spyglass, this like purple and gold. This mirror that just seems particularly bright, and so you see she has a few potions and even a few rings here as well. Like, got any questions about anything I've got? Let me know.
Oh. I got this. There's magical items. This right here looks like it has dragon scales on it.
I think it does.
Oh, good eye, good eye. This is made from the scales of a white dragon. You're resistant to the cold while you got this. Somebody hits you with a shot of some icy spell. Will absorb a good chunk of it.
Interesting.
Sounds very nice.
That would have came in handy a while ago.
Oh, you folks seem to be sort of appraising the fact that you're all carrying weapons of some kind. You all seem to be the adventuring sort, hey?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, oh, it sounds exciting. I don't think I could handle that sort of thing. Too much danger. I just like to travel. But anything else here to catch your? Do you have any questions about anything? You're curious about price?
Let's see. You've got this cloak. What's this little thing about Bob again?
Which thing are you pointing at?
Let's see. She like points down to the sorceress spyglass.
I gotta look up exactly what everything does, but spyglass. It is. Oh yes, just a little thing gives you a little bit extra help. You look through it, and for one, just helps look. You don't even have to extend it all the way. Just seems to help you focus a little bit, and it can detect magical items. You go give a peek through. And she sort of offers any of you to sort of look through it towards like her wares.
Oh, definitely. She does so, and she looks at her party and everything else too. Like, ooh.
Yeah, you look over and you can see that like everything that she has for sale has like this sort of faint aura of like different colors around it. Somebody more familiar who knows like the detect magic spell might be able to recognize a bit more of it, but it's just a means of seeing, like, gives you advantage on perception checks, and you can basically gives you basically a free use of like the detect magic spell.
Huh. Alrighty. Good.
And you can
Right,
see that she sells it like, oh, take 8,000 in gold, but if you've got gemstones, if you can give me 2,000 worth, then it's all yours.
Oh, sadly, I don't think I have any gemstones. Wait a minute. Loki,
Everybody just looks at Loki.
do you
Why are
have
you all looking at it? Why are you looking-
gemstones?
yeah.
But everybody just like staring.
Why?
You're so quiet.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys can see in the price list that I sent you that everything is you can tell that like
They
the
only
prices.
take gemstones.
No, it's cheaper if you pay her in gemstones.
I have
But
3 diamonds, 2 diamonds worth 50 gold. I have 100 gold worth of moonstones. And that's about it.
Oh,
so you
that's alright.
don't have quite as much gemstones as. I think you exchanged a lot of your gemstones, your like
did.
miscellaneous gemstones, not too long ago for like gold.
You did.
I
Damn.
like
Mhm.
gold.
I feel like Katniss is like low on gold, and they're pretty good on magical items.
Mhm.
I think she's low
Yeah,
on
it's like-
gold too. Let's see. I don't know. She's got 416 platinum pieces,
Like,
but she
"Hmm,
knows
well, I mean,
Loki's loaded.
It's like, don't forget it. I mean, it's like, and of course, these are more of the permanent items. But I've got a few potions that I brew myself in the back. Heck, I only have 3 in stock at the moment. But potion of giant strength if you need to lift something. You can a potion of speed. That's a fun one. And I would give that to Max sometimes if we really need to bolt out of somewhere. You see.
Huh. You travel to Waterdeep often. You could probably make a killing over at the college. What do you think, Armpit?
He's like, no, maybe. This thing's pretty neat. So we're just looking at like all the. He seems to be more interested in like her actual like structure than in any of the magical items themselves. He's like, points up at the jar, like, what's that? Oh, it's got a bit of magic in it. It's chapped some steam inside, and that I might trade it for that. Don't know exactly how it works. Haven't taken the time. Didn't want to, damage it by taking it apart or anything. But it keeps us in the air, right, Mac? You're just like the Griffin, just sort of yawns and just seems to be enjoying just being able to lay down for a bit.
Yeah, she's still spoiling it, like scratching his belly now. This Griffin's getting, well, pampered.
He's like, what? I give a Pikachu all through my spyglass on the way in, and I noticed you all have quite a bit of a glow to you. If you have anything of a magical nature that you not particularly have much use for, I've paid good gold for it.
Huh. She like
And
looks
so-
at like all of her magical items on her person.
Yeah, but you can. She's definitely she'll buy basically any magic item that you've got. If you guys have anything that you're like, this is cool, but I never use it, or like this is a joke item that I got somewhere.
Oh no, she's definitely keeping her little bad dragon. She's gonna use that for a joke later. Huh, maybe
Yeah, I don't think Katniss has anything. Sorry.
Let's see. How about? Well, if you want to rest for a while, you can still connect up to this for a bit, but I don't know what direction technically we're heading.
And like Armpits, we're heading east. Now go ahead and actually move over to the map so you can see. Basically, at this point, you guys are into like your second night of travel.
Okay, so Lonely Moor, right?
Yep, you guys are heading towards the Lonely Moor. Right now, you're sort of like passing by this sort of mountain range to the north, and he's like,
Where are you heading to the south?
"Oh, I'm heading to Salbar."
Where? Solbar?
Salbar. It's south of the Forest of Worms.
Why, if I may ask?
Oh no, just we've got lots of family down there. Visited them on my travels. If you all are heading towards the Lonely Moor, I probably shouldn't hang on too long. Let Mac get some rest, eh, Mac? And he just does that slow blink at her. Oh, but he looks like a little disappointed. He's like, "Oh, you lot aren't interested in anything."
I'm a little interested in some things, but I don't know how much. I don't think I have enough in the way of gold. I've got like 400
Oh,
plat on me.
I think I accept platinum out of that's about 4,000 gold right there. That's enough for a potion of speed.
Ah, but that'd be all my money, and we need to
Yeah.
be able to do a couple of things.
Well,
Unless I can persuade you to perhaps do a bit of a discount since we're on a bit of a journey that could mean life or death of this land.
oh, well, it depends on what you're interested in. I mean, some of these things are it's a little the permanent items here. The cave, the tankard, I could give you a discount on the tankard. I mean, I like having it around, but I can.
What about that ring of truth telling? What does it do?
Ah, yes, the ring of truth telling. Because you can see, like, the rings, more so than everything else, is just, like, outright labeled with it. It gives you advantage on insight checks. And you need to attune to it. It's like, when someone's lying to you, it gives you a little better insight and to make sure that they're telling the whole truth, if you know what I mean.
I'm not really good at insight.
And it is an attunement item, so if you were to get that,
do you think you might be able to do something in the way of perhaps a small discount? She's trying to persuade.
go give me a persuasion check on the ring of truth telling.
Oh,
23,
sorry.
she's like,
Oh wait, good. It's on normal. I thought I had it on advantage.
nah, she's like, she looks you over and like you mentioned like you're up to something that's like, it's like
Pretty major.
you're really up to something important, are you?
Yes, actually. We have been for months. Hence why we're going so fast on this dinghy.
I mean, whatever this thing is, it looked like it must have cost quite a pretty penny to produce. And like Arpit's like, yeah.
If you want, you can stop by the college over in Waterdeep at some point when we all rest. Maybe ask them how it's done.
And like, Armpit is like, this is from Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate? Oh, right.
Yep.
Baldur's Gate. My apologies.
He's like, that's cool. Spent a lot of time Waterdeep lately.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't been back to the gate in a while. He's like, oh, well, No, it's the School of Knowledge! Oh, I've been there a few times. Lovely place. I didn't know they made things like this there. Now that's something else. Oh, but, tell you what, I can give you... I can knock 500 gold off that. You seem trustworthy folk. So if you give me, you said you had, and
I have
like 300. So like 300 platinum, you'd still have 100 plat. That's you folks are traveling quite a bit of coin, but well, I can't say that I'm not. And she has like a moment of like, when she says that, she's like, not that it's not protected or anything. Not that I don't trust you.
You're fine, dear. We mean you no harm, and quite honestly, I think your griffin appreciates the rest for a moment.
Yes, but we can't stay here too long, Hung Mac. They're heading in the wrong direction.
And she hands over 300 plat. She's getting the ring of truth telling because she has not been very good with insight.
Yeah, so ring of truth telling. It's requires attunement, and while wearing it, you have insight on wisdom check or insight checks.
All right. Well, looks like you made one sale.
Oh well, I'm glad to have it. I might have to make another one of those soon. But I'd love to stay and spend time with you all. But the longer we stay, the farther we get off course, unfortunately. But Mac, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to go. He gets up and just sort of shakes off a bit. Before he goes, he sort of like nudges you with like the top of his beak, Dahlia, in a sort of affectionate way.
She gives him a quick peck on top of his cheek, and go on and fly, buddy. Maybe I'll see you next time. Scratch the top of his head.
It's lovely to meet you all, and what you call this lovely device again?
The
She's
Nimbus.
gesturing. Oh, the Nimbus, amazing! I have, it's like, and she's like, as she's finds like, what power is it? And he's like, he's like, it's a piece of the plane of fire. Oh, that's amazing! And she's like flying away.
Ah, sits down. I'm gonna tune to this puppy and maybe even send a message. Oh, right. Before I forget, kind of sleeping on and off on this damn thing. This book is so boring. And she, like,
How
like make sure
boring
that
is it?
it's put to the side.
Mhm.
1 second. And she's going to do a sending spell over to Asbara's, I'm gonna say former.
You're sending a call to Rathmodar.
Yes. She tried to before but was unable.
Alright. Alright, go ahead and... what are you saying to Rathmodar?
Okay. Rathmodar, this is Delia. You know who I am by now. I've gotten word from your country. I think this is something we should discuss. If you'd allow me, I would like to discuss something with you within a dream. I have that ability at the moment. I want to still help your people. Do I roll persuasion or anything?
Yeah, actually, go ahead and give me a persuasion check on this.
Okay. Persuasion. Why does it do that? Who keeps? I think that's my wife's. Did I roll the right thing? My mouse
Yes,
is kind of hidden.
persuasion
30!
you. It takes a moment before you hear her back. Like, most unusual message.
She sends
Yes.
him Oh, sorry.
Well, he was like, if you are interested to speak, you may contact me upon nightfall, but I give no promises.
She sends him another message. I know, the mysterious part of it, and the fact you jumped out the window and you scared the shit out of me. I bet you probably giggled about that. But, Asbara worries about you. You're like a father to him. So I'm willing to see what I can do. I've even proposed to the castle of helping your country.
Right. I think that's about as much as you can send in a sending
Mhm.
spell. He does not respond to the second one.
Alright.
You get the sense that it landed, but he just chooses not to say anything after that. He seems to be just expecting your contact him in the dream.
Alright. So she's just like, we're gonna need to lay down and do some deep sleep this evening. How long till we get to the Lonely Moor? I've gotta talk to somebody. She looks over at the
And
group.
like
Talk to Asbara's, my Asbara. Wait, is that who I'm talking to? Fuck.
Rathmodar
Yeah.
is
I contacted Rathmodar to discuss something with him.
and when you mention like the time, like Armpit is like no, should be arriving by this afternoon.
This afternoon?
You guys, want me to? How close we getting to this place?
Oh, good. We should probably discuss that right now, shall we? Looking at the group.
So basically, you guys are aware that he'll by this afternoon, you will arrive. He could take you pretty much directly to the town, or he could park further away if you want to avoid being in case you're concerned about anyone seeing you.
Should we go on the outer part of town and have them just lay the boat down near a body of water? So we can just do a short walk into town. So, you know.
I think that would be best.
Got it.
Alright, so keeping out of sight, huh?
As usual.
Alright, and you see he like pulls out like a map and he starts doing like some, he like in his like little like notebook that he keeps and like seems to be doing like a little bit of math on it. It's like, alright, I can get, so if I'm staying out of sight, I can probably park close enough you guys can get to town around nightfall.
Okay, here's the thing. If something goes on, one of us will send you a sending message. And we'll tell you where we are. So if we need to get the hell out of Dodge, you can zoom and pick us up with this cloud and have us run. Yeah.
Alright. Just if you call me, get on something pretty high up. Can't get hard to get on ground level with this thing.
Well, we are going to a tower, aren't we?
That is correct, yes.
I would say that Harl, as the one who's been sort of given a bit more info, you would know that you can't actually fly to the tower itself. It's got like too many wards and bonds surrounding it.
I would tell that to the party.
Ooh, you have some information.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Then again,
so
I'm
we can't really
surprised
fly,
Ghoulie
but-
Boy didn't want to come too.
Right, but you guys are able to, with instructions given to, he sort of heads over to the moor area, and which is this sort of like vast sort of marshland. And there's a lot of like dips and valleys, and he manages to like find a spot where he can lower enough and sort of like settle into an area. You can see like animals like rushing out of the way of it as he doesn't quite hit ground level, but you can see he sort of basically parks near like a tall hill where you all can sort of disembark. And he's like, far enough away, you can't really see the tower from here, but it's straight that way. It points north.
Alright. How long do you think it'll take us on the walk?
He's like, from here, about 2-3 hours. Around nightfall.
If we enter under the cover of night, that might give us a bit of an advantage on blending in.
True.
It's supposed to be a town around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Folks need anything else?
Alright. No, just... We'll let you know where to pick us up, and we'll try to find high ground just in case.
Alright. Good luck. He gives you like a little like salute, and and heads back in, and you hear like the rotor spinning again, and like the whole thing, like more steam sort of like erupts out of it for a bit, and you guys feel like your hair being blown back and the whole thing rises back up into the sky until it gets to a certain point where it just looks like a cloud. But if you guys are making your way up there, I'd like somebody to give me a survival check
I'd like to.
Right, just to see if you can get up there without getting lost or anything.
All right. 18.
All right. Yeah, 18 is more than enough that you're able to sort of carefully lead your group through this moor area. You manage to avoid some large animals that seem to be grazing in this area that seem like They don't seem like they're aggressive, but if you get too near to them, they're likely to be territorial. And you're just able to weave your way through until you see it as you crest like a hill, and you step over, and you can see like in the distance this sort of tall tower. Seems to be maybe not quite as big as you thought it might have been, about 3 stories tall. There seems to be like some sort of like circle of greenery of it, and there seems to be like a town surrounding it of a fairly decent size. You can see it's approaching nightfall now. There are lights in the tower, and there are lights in some of the buildings to the south of the tower, but none really in the rest of this area. And as you, how's everybody approaching at this point?
If you guys want to approach stealthily, I can cast Pass Without Trace to help us out.
Got it.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace on everyone in the group. And we're gonna approach stealthily.
Alright, everybody give me a stealth check.
Da, 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 da. Stirth.
Alright, I got a
20 and
Or-
stealth. Oh god, what's Loki doing? 'Cause she white as hell.
I got a 41.
I got a. You and me both fell off the face of the earth. We like.
I got. Yeah, I would have disappeared too, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not
30.
marked
Yeah, you
on
guys are
Tally, I
moving
just
pretty.
realized.
Loki there, you need to roll us a stealth
Loki.
check as well.
Oh boy, a minute.
You there, Loki?
She's
Sorry,
on her
what-
way.
What's up?
Give us a stealth check. You have Pass Without a Trace, so it's a plus 10 to it.
I got a 30.
At 21. Yeah, you're all able to sort of... You move carefully where, like, you're avoiding especially, like, the tower. Because you feel like you were told that that's where these cultists are, and you can see the lights in it. As you approach the town, you see... Actually, Harl, what's your passive perception?
21.
Oh, okay. In that case, on the way in, you notice you see like on a few trees on like near the road that sort of leads into town. You notice a marking that you recognize as potentially thieves' cant.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's just carved into one of the tree, a heart with like an S plus H written inside, and you can see the heart is at a bit of an odd angle, and like the point of the heart, or you sort of look where it seems to be pointing, and you notice a small like smooth stone down there. You recognize S plus H is an indicator of a safe house. And you pick up the stone, and you see, and on the bottom of it, you see there is the number 11 written in blue. That doesn't have any meaning in Thieves' Cant, but something, a blue 11 of some kind seems to be the indicator of where a safe house would be in this location.
Interesting. It's just a key, or I'm saying I guess I show it to someone, or is it like a key?
Your best bet is that this is not so much like you know that you should probably take it because this is an indicator, but it's a hint at where the safe house is. This is your intuition as a rogue.
All right, I pick it up and I'm marking down SH Blue 11.
Yeah, blue 11. And as you're all approaching the town, as you get closer to it, you can see that the buildings like farther from like the exterior. You pass a few like farmhouses to the south, but you notice that this place looks quite big, but a lot of the buildings are like dilapidated, as though they've been like abandoned for quite some time. It seems to be only this sort of like cluster of buildings to the south of, and the tower itself. You see that it is like about that 3-story tall tower, and it's surrounded in this perfectly circular like hedge maze that you can spot from a distance, with like one entry point immediately to unlike the southern end of it. And the whole city sort of radiates outward from that point as like in like a big circle. And you can see in this sort of like southern area seems to be the area that's like actually occupied. Do you guys want to look for like a tavern, or do you want to try to see if you can speak to a local, or what do you want to do?
Why not? What shall we do?
Best place to get some info.
Tavern? All right, tavern.
All right, it's not hard to find. It's quite a large building actually. Seems to be like 2 stories tall. Although there's only seems to be lights on in like the first story, and not even in like the full area, just sort of the entrance. You see this tavern, which is directly south of Zonthal's tower. You see hanging on a sign above it, it says labeled The Six. And the sign has this image on it of a sundial, where like the point of the sundial is shaped like the tower that you see, and the shadow it's casting is pointing downward towards like a number 6, sort of directly, just as this building itself is sort of directly south of the tower. But do you guys just head inside?
Yeah, let's just waltz right in like we're travelers.
Yeah, you guys walk in. You see the place seems to be quite large, very big, and seems to be like made of like good sturdy wood. Although the closer you get to it, you see a lot of it's kind of in disrepair. Not necessarily. It doesn't look like it's been like damaged by like combat or anything, but just weather and time, as though like they haven't bothered to maintain the entire building. See, the entryway is like well lit inside. You don't hear any music or anything coming from inside, and you make your way in, and you see like the place is like fairly sparsely populated. It's got a very large like dining area, but only like the chair, like 5 or 6 tables near the entrance seem to be like, dusted and clean. It looks like this place was once held much larger citizenry than currently lives here. You can see behind the bar, you can see like the bar back has these large empty spaces that looks like once held like massive casks. But now you only see like one like single cask of like a much more modest size, sort of resting in one of the empty spaces. And you see a human woman, seems to be in her mid-20s, tall, lanky, sort of bronze-colored skin, these sort of striking golden eyes and wavy black hair, and she spots you all and sort of waves over like hi there, welcome to the Sixth.
Hello.
What brings you around here, strangers?
Well, one. Something to nibble on, maybe something to drink.
Hi, well, I can provide you a little bit. We got, I sort of gestures around. Like, we don't get a lot of travelers in this area, but I got beer. I got some pork and bean stew, and of course water if you want it. But if you want a stew and a beer, that's just 2 copper.
Why not?
All
maybe
right.
whatever you want, stew and a beer while we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds real good.
And so she sort of like, you can see like a few of the people here seem to be eyeing you a little curiously, but nobody's like, getting up to confront you or like look shocked or anything. They just, there's not a lot of, like she said, not a lot of travelers around here, and you all seem to draw a little bit of attention to yourself. You're showing up, you're fully armed, And he's like, and as she's like serving, he gives you like the beer and like these like quite nice looking like steins. They're like compared to like how kind of drab and empty this place is. They look like these were of a higher quality than you would expect. And just has like a simple like stew of pork and beans that she serves. Does everybody get food?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's 2 copper from everybody.
All right.
He's like,
I just do a 1 sec. How many people getting food? Oops, wrong.
4 people.
I just throw off silver.
All right, and she's going like it looks like she's getting change for you.
Oh, did you buy it for all of us?
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
look at
she
you being a
passes
sweetheart. She pinches his cheek.
She passes you 2 copper back, Carl. Thank you very much. You folks aren't thinking of trying to get into the tower, are you?
Oh, we heard that there's something great around here to like go and explore. What about this tower?
Oh, you just like shakes her head no. It's like, oh, like ever since it's lit up again, there's a few people come by every once in a while looking to get in, and you go in. Look, Donald, when he was still with us before he kicked out all his apprentices and went missing.
What?
This place. Oh, are you familiar with the town?
Oh no, I'm visiting the country, my dear. Why don't you give me a little feedback?
Oh, all right. Well, the town. This is belonged to Zonthal. He was a wizard. I mean, I think personally, I think he. I say was he. I think he's still alive. Personally, I think he's the one who lit it back up. He's probably going to other dimensions or something like that. But anyway, he about 100 years ago, he just suddenly kicked out all his apprentices, is shut down his whole, and the place has always been impossible to get into without permission. But like it's got all kinds of defenses that you do not want. Like you kind of look sad thinking about it, and you notice she actually glances in particular towards like a half-elven woman, when she mentions people like getting lost in the like it's. But anyway, it's dangerous. I know people say a wizard's tower, it's got to have all kinds of stuff in it, and occasionally people come by with swords and shields, and they just want to get in, but no one's made it in. If anyone's made it in, no one's made it back out. But
I see.
yeah, but yeah, the whole place has just been about a year ago. It just lit up.
A year ago?
Oh yeah, it's the strangest thing. I mean, some people say that somebody snuck in and put it up, and I think Donzel came back. I think he's getting something. He's preparing something big in there. That's what I think.
Oh, that'd be interesting. And who's this Zonzel guy again?
Zonzel's tower. The whole town's called Zonzel's Tower still, even though. I mean, only the tower is the tower. The whole town is called Donzel's Tower because that's what everybody calls the whole town. But yeah, he was. It's amazing wizard. The whole. From what I heard, when this place was, in its heyday, there were students coming through. There was all kinds of travel, but once he locked the tower, the town kind of died, I guess. Just shrugs. I mean, I'm only like 25. I wasn't around for all of that. Nobody here is. I mean, the closest is Elizabeth.
Elizabeth?
And so she glances towards this half-elven woman who she glanced to earlier when she mentioned people going missing in the maze. He's like, well, you might want to talk. She's the woman is a half elf that she's talking to. Elizabeth is or she didn't. I mean, you wouldn't know what to look at her, but she's in her 70s, and her dad was one of the students there.
worrying. Don't worry, my friend's older than what they look to.
Oh, look at you there. Yeah. Oh, maybe, not a lot of half-elves around here. Mostly humans. Just how we seem to get everywhere,
Hmm.
Isn't that right? And she sort of looks over to Harl when she says that.
I'm sorry, I was trying to hear through that whole static.
What static?
I'm hearing
We're
static
we're getting
badly.
some from
Oh, from
from
Honey.
Lotus.
When you're not talking, I guess mute a little, cause like the static. Like I ended up lowering her volume a little bit.
Alright, can you repeat that again?
When she mentions like being human, and she looks to Harl.
Oh, yep.
Well, you
But,
know what? What does our lady over there usually take to drink?
Oh, and you see like the when you say that, the woman who's like not too far away, like everybody's kind of as big as this place is, everyone's kind of crowded near the front, and you just see like, he's like, I'll take a beer if you're offering.
All right. How much for a beer?
Oh, that's it. 1 copper, please.
Tosses a copper. And she
Okay.
gets up and she heads over and sits near her. Mind if I
You can
grab
see
a
this
beer?
woman. This woman. She seems like, from the look of her clothes, looks a bit dirty, like she's been out working. She's got like a farmer's tan. She's she's got like short, curly brown hair and got this sharp, angular face. You can sort of get this scent of tobacco as you come near her. And she just sort of like takes a drink. Like, thanks. Don't get a lot of folks coming by. You're not going into the tower, are you?
Thinking about it.
Just don't. No, nothing good comes of that tower.
My dear, what's your story? You seem rather cross about it.
You see, go give me a persuasion check on that.
If anything else, maybe you could give us a good warning.
24, eh? She's like frowns a bit. She's like, well, my dad was one of Zonthal's students. He was an elf in this area, and he has no idea. At least never. If he had an idea, he never told me about it. But after Zonthal kicked out all his students, he stuck around. Met a nice lady, and now I'm here. But he would, every couple of years, he'd get an itch or something, and he'd try to get back into that damn tower and the hedge maze around it. I don't know, don't think it's some sort of magical thing. It's like, he's, wizards. They're always looking for something.
Mm-hmm.
Never happy with what they got, I
drink
guess.
her beer.
But he would, every once in a while, he'd just gather some supplies, maybe hire a couple unlucky bastards wandering through town and try to get back into the tower. And it's that damn hedge maze around it. There's this Zonthal guy, right? He's magic, like really, really big. They did a thing called wishing. He wished for a lot of stuff.
He wished?
There's something about wishing. He's got a bunch of. I think he had a bunch of genies in there or something. He was, whatever his deal was, he was powerful. And that hedge maze, anyone trying to get through, it kills them. As far as I can tell, it screws with them a bit. Maybe there's all kinds of crap in there. I don't know where it comes from, what it does. You can't climb over the damn thing. People tried flying over it. They just, I don't know. It's like a whole. It's a bunch of magical nonsense. And one day, Dad went in there, and he never came back.
What's your father's name? if I may ask?
Is Horatio.
Horatio. Well,
He's,
we are
I mean, he's
actually
being-
gonna go in there.
No. Do not go in there.
I'd
Right? I
already have a
know the
choice,
lights
my
are
friend.
on. I'm sure some crazy person got lucky and got through, and now I bet they're stuck in there.
Maybe you're lucky and your father's alive in there. If you want to
Don't.
see him.
Don't, okay. I've been hearing that since the light came back on. No. Alright, it's...
I'm sorry, hon. I lost my father a while too. He was
You can see
killed in
she-
front of me.
she sort of like looks into your eyes a bit when you say that, and she just... See, she's been kind of like... She softens a little bit. She's like, look, I don't know what this Zonthal guy's deal was. I mean, he was disappeared before I was born. I'm probably the oldest person in town, I think. But, I mean, if Dad was still around, I'm sure he could tell you a lot more. But from everything I know, I've seen people go in there. Never seen anyone come out.
Magic. Wishes. She looks at her group to see if they can probably think about anything that could help.
What will we roll for that in particular? I'm sorry.
For this, go ahead and if you want to think about, it, give me like an Arcana check.
I'd actually like to roll to see if anybody's been like watching us especially closely since we got into the tavern.
Go give me a
Oh,
perception
yeah.
check.
Actually, can I insight anyone in the room? Since I got my ring now.
Who would you want to insight?
Alright. My perception, I know it's passive, just to glance around and see if anybody's been watching.
I think so. Katniss, you notice that like pretty much everyone's kind like occasionally. Some people were like watching you pretty intently. Some people are looking, or some people just sort of glance at you. The main thing you notice is that nobody like gets up and sneaks off, or like reaches for a weapon, or anything like that. You're definitely drawing attention from the meager crowd here, but you don't get the sense that anybody's like. If anybody's acting on is going to act on it, none of them are doing it right now.
And like no birds or anything acting strange.
You definitely do not see any like animals inside of this
Okay.
building,
Right. Dahlia's
except for
thinking about what
Onyx.
she's saying too, by the way.
All right, Harl and Dahlia both think about like she mentioned Wish and genies. I think Harl, with some of the intel you were told about this guy, you know that he sort of specialized in conjuration magic and other such things, and like conjuration and like elemental evocation. And if this dude was able to like cast Wish and like either like work with, or especially if he could control genies, he was just crazy powerful. And at that level of power, it's like unpredictable. There's but you do get this sense that you're thinking about like it, and it's like it's unlikely that this is just a death trap. It is most likely, security systems aren't designed to be like to just kill you. At that point, why not just flatten the tower? Or just like put like a black hole there or something.
Mm-hmm.
It must be designed to be able to get through it somehow. You're not sure exactly how. You might have to, if you could find your contact in here, he could probably be able to explain it to you. But at the very least, you're confident that it's possible to get through there. Clearly, the cultists managed to get through, and they seem to have done it in a way where nobody in town, or at least none of the people you've spoken to, are aware of their presence. No one's mentioned, seeing groups of people going in and out of this location. At best you've heard like they've seen some people go in, but nobody's seen anyone come out. But a letter came to you somehow. There must be some way in or out. So it's you're gonna have to break in somehow.
Right. Yeah. Dolly's think about that. Or...
Can I see if my contact is even in this building?
In this building, you guys were told that your contact is a hobgoblin with a distinct scar on his lower lip, and you definitely do not see any hobgoblins in this room. They are everyone except for the woman you're speaking to, Elizabeth, is a human, and even Elizabeth is half human. So the only hint you have is the blue 11.
Unless someone in town's seen a hobgoblin.
You'd have to ask around.
I don't wanna.
Well,
I'm trying to think how to word it too.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone, besides us, of course, recently tried to get into the tower?
oh, that's a good question.
She like he asks that, she just shakes her head like, I mean, not recently. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, like I said, people come by occasionally, but not for God, like at least like 4 months ago.
Huh.
The last thing I was aware of. Bunch of cell swords from the look of them.
Cell swords? Non-humans like us?
And mostly human, I think. I'm gonna roll to see if she knows any. She's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's mostly humans. Some kind of, what are those big goblins? The red ones?
A hobgoblin?
Yeah, there was one of those in the group, and other than that, I think they're all humans. Just folks with armor and shields, and none of them came out again.
So they might have went. So they must be. Damn.
What?
He just has that look of damn, so he must be in there. He didn't say it, but
yeah. Well, I think you're aware on some level they must be able to get out because they sent a letter, but the people in town don't seem to know how it works.
Well, my dear,
Hmm?
we are gonna finish our food, and maybe we'll scout the outer edges. But if we do come back, I'll let you know what we find.
You can see she's like, I guess I can't stop you, but just be careful, I guess.
Where do we find you? If we come back?
He's like, I don't know. I come here for dinner most nights. I got a farm. I raise pigs. You're eating some of them right now. It gestures to like the pork and beans that you got the bowls of pork and beans that you ate.
Well, raised him quite hearty, I see.
Best we can around here. It's just sort of glances around at like the sheer size of this building. It's just those of us who got left behind doing what we can.
Well, maybe this place needs a better pickup in the future. She kind of looks over at Loki and has a little bit of an idea that she's going to talk with her about later on because it seems like everybody's in dire straits since this guy left.
Mhm.
You know what? You gave me a good amount of information, though. Thank you. And she sends a coin down on the table, and she keeps her hand over it. Everybody, ready to head out?
Yes, I think I'm pretty eager to see about the nature of this maze.
Hold on for a second. I'm trying to finish up this food. This is delicious.
Yeah, she's been eating and while she's talking because it was casual and
Yeah,
just
the
listening.
food's it's definitely hearty and filling. Desperately needs salt.
She
get
puts
the
some of
impression-
her devil sauce in it. You like spicy?
Yeah, she is like, how spicy?
Well, look at the name.
She's like, oh no, I'm
Harl
sure.
looked at it.
I'm sure for folks who folks who can't be burned, I'm sure that's real nice, but that ain't for me.
All right. Well,
Sorry. Yeah.
she finishes eating. She puts down a silver, on the group's table, a tip for the good service and the information.
You'd be like, oh wow, hey, once they know that.
And she leaves a copper there to leave the table and for the info you gave us. Stay safe out there.
Like she pockets it, and Eleanor, the woman behind the bar, is like, no, you're not trying to go somewhere tonight, are you? It's pretty dark out there. We got rooms.
She looks at a group. You were thinking about going at night, right?
Yes, I don't think that we're going to venture too deep in, but just as a quick survey.
I must say, if anything, let's secure some rooms now. Honestly.
How much for a room?
That would work.
Rooms are also just a copper. We deal in a lot of copper around here.
How many rooms?
Oh, he sort of gestures up to the sheer size of the place. It's like, oh, we got plenty. I've got 8 of them that are actually clean and ready. So you can have 2 each if you want, or if folks are sharing, the beds are big enough to do 2 folks in them.
Well, I know you two are going to be in the same room.
Yes, of course.
So sets down a copper and looks over at honestly, looks over at Haro. Looks like we're gonna be sharing a room too, roomie.
He just has this look of what?
Mm-hmm.
Even with his glasses on, he's got the eyebrows
I
Oh,
do
well.
not think that regarding what we're going to be doing, we should all be alone.
I agree with Dahlia.
And
Do
she
you got
takes.
any rooms with 2 beds?
He's doing look like he's thinking a second. Yeah, I know where there's one. You gotta give me a minute to get it ready for you. Haven't had to use it in a while, but if you're thorough, you're gonna go out and try and look at the. I can get it ready in about 10-15 minutes.
Oh, you're fine. She sets down, the 2 copper.
Alright, so she goes and gets you guys, there's one key that's just hanging on the wall, the other one she has to sort of dig around a little bit to find it. And she has to double check to make sure she has a copy as well, and
Shit. I realized I do not have any silver. I set down 2 silver pieces, so is it okay if I just get rid of
Silver-
one
wait.
gold and
yeah, I'll let you sort of break
Okay.
up your gold without saying you have to get it broken up by the
8 silver pieces. Got
proprietor.
it. Okay.
But yeah, and she's like, well, whatever you folks are up to, good luck. No shame in backing down when if things get rough. But I'll make sure the bed's ready for you. And she's gonna head off to one of the sort of rooms in like the darker area of the tavern to prepare a room that actually has 2 proper beds in it.
Yeah, she looks over at Harl. Don't worry, sweetheart. I made a promise to only eat my greens.
So so you guys are in the 6, sort of to the south of here.
I have a question, DM.
Sure.
Like, with my passive perception, have I found any thieves' cant?
That's what I was gonna ask. But
Uh,
he
with
was
your-
even looking around.
With your passive perception is that what do I have on my? Because I actually have some sort of planned out. You would have seen some that's what you actually you can see that there's like some areas where like that same sort of symbol, like the S+H pointing down, and you can see and you can actually see like similar to like before, where it's always at a bit of an angle. Like you can see like there's like one wall in this thing that's got a lot of like on the way in you would have seen it.
All right.
Where it's like carved in, and you can see like that's SH and pointing down, and you can see again it's pointed at just you have to go follow it down for a little bit to see where it's going. It's not incredibly obvious, but you can see the number 11 and a B.
Oh, huh. So are these rooms numbered?
The rooms are numbered, but there's no like A, B, C, D. They're just like 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a room 11, but if you want to go look at it, but it looks to be in like the disused area of the tavern.
I think like I am intrigued, so I think I would try to check out room 11.
Wait, can you guys hear me? I think I'm not thinking of the
Oh,
mic.
sorry.
All right,
Yeah, it's fine. Ouch.
All right, and I think there was a thing about question about doing a break, but I was thinking we'd just play till we're about almost to midnight, so I think we just play to. Do you want to just play to midnight and then?
I think I'm fine with that.
Yeah, why not?
All right, just for our own sake, because I know some people are.
I know that Harl is pretty sharp, so I think it would make sense if I did actually show them what I discovered.
Yeah. So you see that, and it just says it seems to be there is a safe house somewhere marked 11 and blue or B.
Yeah. I said I show Harl my stone that I got that has it on there. And does this ring any bells for you?
Well, you didn't find another stone. You just found the words 11.
Okay,
the number 11, and
then I would just direct Harl and show them what I had found.
I think if you guys want to, you can give me an insight check. The two of you can, to see if you can sort of figure out, try and piece this together.
All right. I think that we should both try it, just each on our own. Unless you want to give me advantage or something.
I'd say for this, this isn't really something you can help someone with, so you each just have to.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Gotcha.
22.
All right.
24.
All right, you're both looking at it. It's like you're looking down, and it's like 11. What would 11 be? And then you notice the name of this tavern, the 6. Directly south of the tower, and as though it were the 6 on a clock.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best hint I'll give you.
Huh. Well, we're here in the afternoon, so it's like maybe we should go around town, or perhaps retire to our rooms to prep for tonight.
It is about night. It is at this point the sun is like already set. As you, it was setting as you entered this place, and it's already set now.
Wait, what time is it?
Right about now, it's sort of like you guys are like late fall, getting close to winter. It's quite chilly out. Right now, it's about 6:30 p.m. You would wager.
Question. I know we're going in through at night. Should we have time for like a nap or something? I've got to contact somebody.
We can take a short rest and then go out.
If you guys want to like take a short rest before you head out.
If it's
So we're
nightfall,
doing-
may as well.
6, 6, 11. He's trying to figure this room key out quickly.
Your room key.
No, the thing with me and Katniss were looking at.
Oh, if you guys head up to like room 11,
Hmm.
you can give me an investigation check on like the door from the exterior.
Yeah, let's go. I'll help you.
Okay.
Oh, something popped in my head, but I'm not involved in this, so I'll see how it plays out.
27.
Right, you're investigating this sort of room area that like the handle is like the door handle is actually dusty, as though nobody's even touched it in a while. You can see that the area in front of the door, like the doors that are actually like used regularly, there's like a bit of like scuff marks on the floor in front of them from just use. There seems to be no such scuff marks here. And it looks like, and you definitely do not hear any activity from the inside. This room 11 is just without getting into it, you get the sense that there's probably nobody inside.
Do I see any thieves' cant?
And around this door now.
Anything with a color blue?
No, the interior of this place is more of like, it's a lot of natural wood colors. Seems to be like a sort of reddish wood stain on many things, but
Maybe it's a position, and maybe it's been in the position of the tower. Like, this is where we're at. This is in the 6 o'clock position, no?
Yeah.
So we need to go straight north.
Straight north of the tower is.
because straight north would be like 12.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
So just a little bit off on that.
Oh god, I wish I was there because I have an idea, but I can't say it. I hate it when this
Yeah.
happens.
Nah, but are you guys? Is that before? Is everybody taking like a short rest before you continue on? Before you guys continue your research?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to sleep, and she's got a message to send.
All right, so you're all able to. The 2-bedroom is prepared for you all. It's by now it's around like 6:45. And you feel that you can all kind of safely head to your bedroom. Katniss and Loki, you share a room. You can see it's nicely furnished. The place looks like it was. Have you ever been to like a place that like used to be like the high-end place in town, and just over the years just
everything
stains?
looks nice, but it's like outdated and neglected and yellowed.
Yeah, it looks like and in its prime, this place would have been like nice, and it's still not bad. It's definitely like higher quality than you almost expect approaching this place from the outside, but it is still just like stuff's yellowed. You can see like smoke stains on the walls, but overall, pleasant enough place, and like the sheets on the bed are quality.
Yeah, I think Katniss says to Loki, I don't like what this tower has seemingly done to this town. Feels like it's feeding off of it.
You're muted, honey.
Are you there, Loki? All right. But could you repeat what you said earlier, Katniss, for Loki?
just like saying, I don't like what this tower is seemingly doing to this place. Feels like it's feeding off of it in a way, yeah?
Mhm.
You're so
Really
quiet.
do something about it.
Hmm. Well, I mean, what do you think's inside? I mean, do you think there's still genies in there?
I want to say
Hmm.
yes, but I don't want to get my hopes up.
Hmm.
That's fair. I mean, I've seen what happens when you get your hopes up and you're let down. It's a
Uh-oh.
little terrifying.
A little
Er-
violent.
Mhm.
Just a little bit. You know, it's like, and then they just rest, I think, after that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and Harl and Dahlia, you also similar room. You can see that like the place looked like it was like kind of quickly dusted. Very fresh sheets and bedding put on to like these two beds that are in here. You can tell like the blankets and stuff are clearly for larger beds. Like this two bed location is rarely, you get the sense it's rarely used, and they don't even have like these sort of twin sized blankets stored in the facility.
Oh well. Keep an eye on me while I sleep, will you? Unless you're gonna take a nap too. Don't try no funny
not gonna do-
business. My tail likes to
What?
choke.
I'm sorry. I'm lost within 3 seconds. Repeat that. What?
I said I'm going to sleep. No funny business, but you can keep an eye on me unless you're gonna sleep as well. And when I said no funny business, careful, my tail likes to choke. Then
Okay.
again, by this point, since you and ghouls seem close, he'd probably told you about that. Lay back. The dead silence is.
Mhm. So, what? Are you casting anything, Dahlia, before?
Yeah, she's making sure to do like the dream spell. She's gonna contact the guy.
All right, you have
Doesn't that last for a while?
it's
That spell?
as long as you go ahead and put the spell up. Let's see, because you
More or
can
less,
still
it's just as long as I like feel like it lasting in my sleep. I
Mhm.
think. I think it says like a whole like long rest here. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, that's right. Like, where's my? Okay, the spell dream.
Dream. Yeah, it can last up to 8 hours.
It's only gonna last as long as she wants the conversation to, and she's gonna sleep.
Yeah.
Just to,
All right. So it takes you a minute to cast the spell. Is your ritual for casting this anything in particular, or is it just to see if you had anything in mind for it?
She, lays back and she rubs like, her focus on her ear. Listens to the music and gently hums to cast it so she can fall asleep, and it drifts her off into the dream.
All right. What environment do you control this stream? What environment do you create?
Honestly, she makes something that would look like a calming area. Perhaps somewhere that would feel more open, like a gully of some sort, or a valley area. It's nightfall, so she'd want to see the stars.
All right. So
But
you
yeah,
craft this sort of illusion of this sort of like open field and like a bit of a gully. It's air is warm and comfortable around you. You can see the stars above, and as you reach out to him, you see Rathmodar appear before you in this stream.
he's so
He's in his full, like within the dream. It seems that he appears in his full regalia. You can alter that on him if you wish, but Uh, on his own, that's how he appears. And he is just
There's safe in
standing.
that.
How I appear is how I am comfortable in life.
I can't imagine this would all be very comfortable constantly. Suspecting a nightshirt or something if you allow yourself such a luxury. But I digress.
What is the purpose of this? You have told me of contact with Fae.
Yeah, they have. However, I kept a promise. And I did let you know that I would help. And I'm actually doing action to try to make sure others help you as well. But I need to know if you're even on board to allowing me to help you. You know for a fact if this Tiamat lady assists, she does the quotation thing, it can mean your destruction as well.
You see, he frowns a bit. He's like, you go and give me an insight check on this guy as you're sort of looking
Well, I
at
have
him.
advantage now. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Watch, I'm not gonna have a good roll.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, natural
Oh.
20!
You get a look at this guy, and you mention all that stuff about Tiamat. You can see just the slightest signs of like furrow of the brow, the way his lips sort of draw back, and his hand ever so slightly tightening on this staff that he's carrying, even in this dream setting, and you could tell that the sense you get from him is resolve, intense but almost guilty resolve. And he turns and looks you in the eye and says, "You have promised me
I keep my
the death of
promises.
Shaztam, the
Yes.
freedom of my people. If you are unable to stop me, unable to stop these cultists, you will not stand a chance against Tom."
You want me to kill you?
He sort of like stands to his full height. He's like, "I shall face you at my mightiest. I shall give you no quarter and ask none in return. If I win, then you are unable of fulfilling your promise. And only Tiamat may offer me the power to free my people. And if I am to die, then I know that you, whatever armies you build, whatever alliances you make, they may have a fighting chance."
No, she's like searching his eyes. She can see his resolve.
Mm-hmm.
It does make her a bit sad. She like reaches out, to the hand that she knows is like clenching that staff,
Mm-hmm.
and she rests hers on it.
He doesn't
That's what you
withdraw, but he doesn't seem to return any warmth to
she's
you.
she's making a promise with the touch of that hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saddened that I would have to tell Mr. Jost this then. I hope you don't condemn him for wanting to save you. He cares. And can you at least tell me if you care enough as well so I can deliver him a message before we make this happen?
The boy is a fool. Gave up too easily.
No,
But
he never gave up on
allow
me.
me to finish. He sort of like looks directly into your eyes and says, "It pleases me that he is not at my side at this time. You may tell him that." And he finally pulls his hand away, not like a rough like yank or anything, just calmly pulls away from you in a way where you'd have to awkwardly lean forward if you wanted to continue to hold his hand.
Now she allows him to leave her grasp because it's his choice.
Is this all you wish to speak to me of?
I didn't think that you'd want to just call him a fool, and I know that you're glad that he's not there. You essentially raised him, didn't you?
I am not here to discuss my history. If you have nothing further to add, then I have nothing further to say.
Well, then I'll let this. Although it saddens me that you know that we must fight to the death, and I know that you want me to prove you wrong. For the sake of your people. And I know for the sake of Jost. I can't force you to make a decision against your will, just like you can't force me without a fight. On my honor, I will promise this then. Because I know that you've made up your mind. I won't fight you on it. But I will fight you to prove a point. And if I am to kill you, I hope you find relief from the pain you carry.
He doesn't say anything in response to that, and there's barely any waver to like his emotion, but you definitely see there is just a moment, just the briefest like dilation of the pupil of hope in his eyes, and then narrows them as though he's analyzing you. And this is, "So it shall be." And then he just quietly folds his arms and waits for you to end this spell, as he seems uninterested in continuing this conversation.
She reaches over and she gives him like a pat on her shoulder, like one would do like a pal. I think you could have done with more hugs in your life, honestly. I'm just happy with the fact that you chose to go out fighting rather than to resign yourself to the fate of seeing yourself as a slave. We don't call ourselves the Chainbreakers for nothing. I'll make it my duty to uphold it. I'll see you on the battlefield, then.
And he doesn't really respond to all that, but you also see that he doesn't pull away or respond. He just maintains this very intense eye contact. He seems to view you. In the past, when you encountered him, you got the sense he looked down on you. He looked down on everyone around him. He looked down on the other cultists. You can see, if nothing else, he seems to be, if not an equal necessarily, he looks upon you as
With respect.
someone who's earned respect.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say anything to your statements, and he doesn't have any like obvious reactions of any kind, and he just seems to be patiently waiting for the spell to end.
Before I go, she motions around. Any requests for a final visual? Perhaps of home. Don't want to waste it too much with just a short conversation.
I am to see my home, I wish it to be only with my own eyes.
No illusion.
Because he nods. This location is fine.
Good. Well. Good luck.
I shall not answer you if you were to contact me again.
I won't. On my honor.
And he just, again, just sort of waits for the spell to end.
Farewell, Rasmodar. I'm ready to meet next. I know you don't want me to show any mercy. I'll make it quick. She nods, giving him a formal bow, to say goodbye.
When you promise him you'll show him no mercy, and you see that he touches his closed fist over his heart, and just similar to your bow, much stiffer, it's a very slight bow, just more of a bow of his head than his body, but it seems that he is also pledging the same.
And she ends the dream. Honestly, she would sit up. She'd wake up at that point because she knows they weren't resting long.
Yeah, for Harl, it was just a moment. It's just a second ago you had completed this spell. The way dreams work.
Yeah.
Moments can last for hours. Hours can pass in a second.
She sits up crying.
But I think that's a good point for us to stop, as Dahlia wakes up in tears, but with whatever resolve she got from that conversation.
Yeah, she won't try to contact him anymore or anything. She kept her promise, and she knows what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. She, sniffles. But I guess that's it for tonight.
Yeah, it was great spending time with everyone. I hope all the viewers enjoyed the show. If you watched all this way, comment in... if you watch it on YouTube, put in the comments and let us know if you prefer baths or showers.
Oh,
Yes.
God. Baths or showers?
Or showers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, you guys, you gotta know something really, really, really fucking important.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Fam, you didn't even do your damn shameless promotion. You're gonna have me.
No, I didn't. I got some packs out. Some new ones. Some art packs.
Mm-hmm.
A map one. So if you want to make town maps at a distance, you can make that easier. I've also just released a monster pack. I know. Halloween is over, but it's okay.
Oh, yes.
It just
You always
took a
need
while for it to
monsters
get
in
approved.
D&D.
Oh yeah, this is a classic monster pack. I've got vampires, I got mummies, I've got ghosts, I've got cultists. Actually, would be good for this one. Hell, I even got some werewolves, the classic vampires, the works, even some zombies. Oh, and hags. Did I mention hags? I got those. But yeah, I had fun tonight. Of course, thank you, Dungeon Daddy.
No problem.
Another word stands more for DDS. Tomorrow
That's
we are
me.
playing more, yes it is, Gears and Guns. And
Yup.
yeah, let's hope that people are feeling a little bit better tomorrow. But yes, it's going to be western with some steampunk Wild Wild West setting.
Wiki wow.
Hopefully, poor Diego doesn't keep getting fur blocked. But man, it's not done on purpose, but it's adorable and hilarious. But yes, thank you. What are you gonna say?
No, I was just saying, I think it's on purpose by like Rainbow Flyer, but it's on accident in character.
Well, yeah, of course it's on purpose by me as a player. I'm a dick.
But we love you guys anyways. But yes, Peeps and Creeps, we'll see you tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we shall play some more Gears and Guns. This was Rise of Tiamat for the Crits4Breakfast crew. If I can human
We're playing
English.
that too.
Clue. And we will see